and my blood just starts to leak. Psychopaths tie me to a leash. Do not let me free. Y'all just see the other side of me. Let me free. All these demons taking over me. They just wanna see me go to sleep. Falling deep. I just see the darkness taking.
What's going on, guys? I'm Buddha and Xeno2. Back with another reaction, man. Today we're here with a new video. And this one's called Mr. Swirl, the internet's most disturbed user. I know there's a lot of crazy people on the internet, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking people that like to watch other people die. People that like to watch fucking people fail. There's people out there that just like doing crazy shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see what this has in store. If you guys do enjoy, don't drop a like, subscribe. Comment down below, let us know what you guys want us to start next. And without further ado, let's just get it.
Eat it.
Thailand, 2000. That's when I was born. It's crazy.
Two young brothers enter a local internet cafe, take their seats, and begin playing their favorite games. One boy was 13, and the other just 8. And together, they sat there and played the way they always did, getting lost in their screens, wasting the day away, until one of the boys felt a tap on his shoulder. Standing there beside them was a similarly aged child, a stranger to the boys, but a friendly one who strikes up a conversation and eventually poses an offer. According to the unnamed child, he had a friend who lived close by that owned a special computer, one far better than the device they were currently using, and one that had any game you could ever dream of playing. He was headed to that friend's home right now, but he didn't want to go alone. It was an offer that the boys just couldn't refuse, and considering the child was clearly around their age, they saw no red flags and agreed to go with him,
That's crazy.
following the boy to a nearby apartment building, then up 7 flights of stairs into a dark room.
They always gotta get the highest room, bro.
Wasn't some sort of supercharged computer, and it surely wasn't a friend of the boys. And instead, it was a monster in every sense of the word. A depraved soul who, years down the line, would go on to become one of the most notorious predators ever to walk this earth. An entity known only at the time as Mr. Swirl. And these children had just fallen into his trap.
Ooh. Hey, yo, this low-key, like...
Kind of remind me of that one Cowboy Bebop episode where like this robot
Hey
was
guys,
trying
I
to
just
take over
wanted to
the
announce
world.
that I am currently working on 2 collaborative projects with my good friend Nexpo, aka Ryan. Together we made this channel called Nick and Ryan, where we travel to some of the most haunted locations in the United States to try and see if we can go from being skeptics to believers, which we're already 3 episodes in and things have gone completely off the rails, but I can honestly say it's some of the most fun I've ever had creating. So hopefully it'll be just as fun for you guys as well, and a nice break from this disturbing content over here. And also we've been working on an ARG/clothing line called Liminal Land, which has been an amazing passion project for the both of us, and we're already cultivating such a unique and creative fan base over there, which has been super cool and super inspiring. So I'll leave a link below both to liminalland.net as well as the new Nick and Ryan channel. I would love it if you went and gave both of them a try, but if not, absolutely no worries, because this channel is not going anywhere. Okay, back to the disturbing video.
Need water?
No, just got.
It's unclear if they knew what they were looking for, or if they had just happened upon it by pure chance. But in 2004, German police entered a long-forgotten storage unit, where beneath the piles of junk and old appliances, they'd unearthed a single hard drive.
Oh shit.
Once plugged into the computer, the device revealed hundreds of images, some showing various locations, breathtaking scenery, delicious meals, and CP. The images showed scenes of depraved sexual abuse being done to individuals who were clearly minors, with this abuse being far worse than you'd ever imagine. And it wasn't just one child either, as across that hard drive seemed to be evidence of multiple separate instances of abuse, including images of 3 young boys taken in a dark apartment building. The discovery was horrid, though sadly all in a day's work for investigators who encountered things of this nature on a daily basis, and it's a discovery that likely would have never been discussed by the media after that one day had it not been for one unusual detail. Typically, in cases involving CP, those taking the photographs and performing the actual abuse will almost always go out of their way to ensure that they aren't shown on camera. That way, if authorities should stumble upon it, they would essentially be unidentifiable. However, the dozens of photos found on this particular hard drive were different. Because rather than hiding just out of frame like all the other predators seem to do, the man behind these images had instead gone out of his way to ensure he was featured within them, shamelessly inserting himself into every single picture, even posing for them, before, during, and after he had changed the lives of these kids forever. And although his entire body was shown in these photographs, the only thing hiding his identity was the addition of a single effect. One that swirled the man's face into a distorted, pixelated mess, making him completely unrecognizable, and leaving his face to look like this.
What the fuck?
There was something so disturbingly arrogant about it. A man posing with his victims while destroying their lives, hiding behind only a single swirl of color, almost as if he was taunting any investigators who might eventually find these images.
It's crazy how
and given the clear indications that this man was obviously a serial abuser, and likely still out there offending, tracking this anonymous figure down became priority one for law enforcement in the area.
I mean, yeah.
And it's there that he would be given his nickname, Mr. Swirl.
What the fuck?
And with the Swirl being the only thing standing...
Yeah, I feel like they shouldn't give him names or attention like that. You feel me? Like, of course, like, how do I explain it to you? Like,
I know what you mean.
Because I feel like that just brings more of them, you know? Because sometimes there's crazy people that just want attention.
Yeah,
like that.
they'll do it for attention, basically. Yeah.
Believe it or not, guys, like I've even heard in like stories and stuff, and I even heard it by a teacher that they would say like it's bad because there's people out there that low-key look up to people like this, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there in the world that dude, like literally, some people like watching other people sleep. There's people that like to watch other people eat food. There's people out there that like to watch other people kill, bro. And they get inspired by that shit. They're like, damn, he's known. He has a name. Look, he might have got caught or he might be dead, but look at him. People know him. Other people get inspired by that. I don't know. It's crazy, though.
Standing in the way of investigators getting to see his face, most would have assumed that identifying him would be a walk in the park. However, this was far from the case. As the images began to be dissected, it quickly became apparent that deciphering the sensor was going to be far more difficult than initially thought, and potentially even impossible, as the pixels had been scrambled in such a unique way that there wasn't any known method to unscramble it. And quickly, what should have been their most valuable clue, the one that stood so tantalizingly close, became a lost cause, leaving investigators at their first dead end.
Damn.
Realizing that things were about to get much more difficult, the German police enlisted the help of an agency known as Interpol, an international crime-stopping organization with a special unit dedicated to resolving crimes against children. Interpol immediately began to get to work, attempting to decipher the photos in a different way, this time by using context clues in the pictures to track down where exactly they were taken, which in turn could tell them where this man was from.
It's crazy how you can find where stuff is at, where just
These two unearthed yet.
Like even taking a photo, it has the location and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's why a lot of the times like if you know you got people out there like that are trying to hurt you and shit, it's always good to not take pictures, especially next to buildings that are so like recognizable and shit.
Not only that, like if you don't know anything about like how like technology works or like how files work and everything, because I can take a picture on my phone literally right now.
I forget,
and I'll have like my exact location because you could go to like the file extensions and just check literally.
But it's crazy. I don't think they had that back then, right? I think that's like a new feature or
no. Should literally be on any photo.
Really?
Yeah, it's an option that you could turn off too and like turn on and everything.
Sorry guys, I'm choking because I'm eating my almonds and shit. I'm gonna stop.
Oh, I don't know if they didn't have it back then. I'm not sure.
I was about to say, I don't
right now
think
it's definitely easier to find.
Yeah, it's definitely fucking easier, bro. So if your stupid ass thinks of doing something dumb, you better rethink that shit.
Another problem. The first batch of images was discovered to have come from Cambodia, But the next showed evidence that the man was in Vietnam,
So this
then
dude
in
was like-
Thailand, and potentially even South Korea as
What?
well. Rather than gaining clarity, the locations of these images
How do you catch somebody like that though? Like, this was
Like,
traveling, bro.
going
Like,
everywhere, yeah.
what the fuck?
instead made the search even wider, as the man was seemingly traveling from country to country, committing his crimes,
Right.
and then fleeing, thus
What?
never staying long enough for law enforcement to catch up with him, making it completely
Well, like,
unclear
even
to
if he takes pictures
investigators
everywhere
where he was
else,
actually from.
They'll
and
see
given
his
just how
like
fast
his
his
like the way he's
travels were,
moving,
At this
and
point,
they'll
it was
like
realized
track it
that
down.
Not only that, yeah, it's like, okay, he already killed, like, he committed a murder in these certain, like,
Yeah.
countries, you know what I'm saying? Which other countries has he gone to? Let's notify them.
Not
know what
only
I'm saying?
that,
Like-
I'm pretty sure there's like a time between like where he could travel to, like maybe when he's
That too.
and what was I gonna say?
I don't know. It's crazy, bro. There's a lot of shit that gets involved. First of all, this dude's a fucking like, dude. You know, like, dude was definitely thinking about like the shit that he was
Yeah.
doing, bro. Cause like not any random serial killers is gonna stay, or I mean travel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he was thinking
Mr.
about
Swirl
that.
could be anywhere, a moving target, so to speak, and an active one as well.
Mm-hmm.
During the investigation, which would later be dubbed Operation Vico, in reference to Vietnam and Cambodia, which seemed to be the main sites of his abuse,
Oh,
investigators made a disturbing discovery. That Mr. Swirl's photographs were not exclusive to just that hard drive, as photo after photo began to appear on various online forums,
Oh,
with all of them
fuck.
featuring that disturbed, swirling face. The images were shared across the web, seemingly straight from the man himself, and were sent out to various predatory groups that were filled with
Oh.
individuals just as sick as he was.
Oh fuck! So this dude was literally like contacting other people, other serial killers and shit.
Well, he was
And-
just posting it online for them.
Yeah, he was posting it online for them. Like he was just posting it, but like they said, like they had a group. He definitely told them like, hey, put your picture as this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It could be that, but no, they said that he was in various groups, like you know, group chats and like
yeah,
like,
and like
websites
other
and
people
shit,
started
yeah.
using the same picture or reposting it and shit.
Yeah, people could have done that just to hide
That's
themselves as
fucking
well.
that's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
Within these
What
groups,
the
it was
fuck?
considered a badge of honor to show your body and face within the content you made,
That's-
thus leading to the sender becoming well respected among his peers, which showed us two things. One, that this was likely the reason why Mr. Swirl inserted himself in these photos, as it had led to him becoming a beloved member of their twisted community.
Like I said, bro, like a lot of these people look for attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why a lot of other people get inspired. They're like, dude, this guy did this and look at him now, and like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's crazy, bro.
In turn, granting him access to all the CP he could want. And two, that the images found on the hard drive did not account for his whole body of work, as in these chat rooms and forums, police would find far more photos featuring their suspect, raising the total from a few dozen to nearly 300.
300 victims.
By this
bro.
point, Mr. Swirl had been untraceable.
What the
Authorities were
fuck?
essentially searching for a ghost. And though these new images must have felt like a gut punch at first, they would eventually prove to be integral to their investigation. As for the first time in their hunt,
Bro, now you try to do some stupid shit like that, bro. Motherfuckers online are gonna find you, bro.
No, yeah, easily. The thing is that like it's not even just like humans trying to do the work now. There's AI now.
Yeah, I was about to say, now that we got AI, you know what I'm saying, bro? You're not untrackable, bro. Literally.
You literally can't hide online. Like the only way to hide online is to not even be online. Like literally not
exactly,
be
bro.
online for like anything, bro.
Bro, you got a phone now, whatever the hell you use, dude. That shit has a literal tracker that people can see where you posted your picture from.
Exactly.
Like you said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me, dude.
Mr.
I mean,
Swirl
like, the
had
only way
made
to hide from the
key
government
error.
Is literally not be online and not be in a city. Literally just
Yeah.
live isolated.
Yep. Real
That's
shit.
literally the only way.
Within these postings, Mr. Swirl had forgotten to hide his IP address, in turn revealing the general area in which they had been sent, with the location being Vancouver, Canada.
He was
This
in
break
Canada.
revealed the key detail that he had some sort of tie to Vancouver, and that he was likely a sex tourist, someone who travels to countries that have loose laws around their age of consent in order to be able to abuse children without any repercussions. With Mr. Swirl clearly doing the same thing, visiting multiple countries in Asia, making his material, coming home, and then sharing it with his friends. It certainly didn't solve the case, but it was finally a step in the right direction. And unbeknownst to the team working on Operation Vico, they were quickly approaching an even bigger revelation. As authorities were working hard on pinning down Mr. Swirl's location, some members of the team held out hope that the images themselves could still be unscrambled. And upon digging a bit deeper, one member of the team would actually recognize the swirl as having come from a fairly standard editing program, which revealed something. The swirl effect wasn't like a typical sensor or blur. Those effects completely mask or even remove the pixels from the actual photograph.
But the swirl literally just moves the pixels.
But this effect did neither of those things.
So you could just unswirl it, basically.
I was about to say, that's what I first thought of when like they were showing the picture. The first thing that came to my mind was like, why haven't they tried to just like try to undo that shit? I know it's fucking hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, if it's your job, Loki, to like, you know, you have
you
to
gotta
see,
you gotta try everything and anything.
Bro, I'm sitting there all day, all night, bro, trying to like uncover that motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, or try to find like how he did it and just try to undo that shit.
Yeah, like you said.
Get other pictures and try to, you know, copy the same.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Once you get it, bro, try to undo that.
Instead, it simply rearranged the pixels of the man's face into a swirling pattern, meaning that this image still contained all of its original pixels, and Mr. Swirl's face was somewhere in this picture.
That's fucking
They just had
crazy,
to piece it
bro.
together. And so, in what must have felt like a Hail Mary at the time, an investigator put one of the images into that very same editing software, then clicked that very same swirl effect, and simply reversed it.
Stop!
Which in turn led to this.
No, you're fucking lying.
Literally
bro.
just unswirl it.
Look at this piece
In
of
an
shit,
investigation
bro.
that started all the way back in 2004, finally...
It started in 2004.
Is that 2004?
Yeah, he said was started in 2004. Bro, first of all, fuck this piece of shit, bro. Like, what the fuck?
In an investigation that started all the way back in 2004, finally, Mr. Swirl's face was revealed with a single click, a whole 3 years later.
That's
Confirming
crazy
not
to
only
me.
what the man looked like,
Look
but
at him
also
smiling,
that it was truly
bro.
just one man behind the swirl. And now, all they had to do was find him. Interpol first started their search by sending this man's image to every single police station the network had access to.
Yeah, I was about to
asking
say,
if
bro.
anyone across the world had a criminal in their database who might match this photo, but this attempt would fall flat, indicating that whoever this man was, he likely had no prior criminal record. Time was clearly of the essence, and
That's
they
crazy.
knew that with every waking moment, Mr. Swirl could be adding to his list of growing victims. And wanting to act fast, Interpol made a fairly unprecedented decision. They reached out to every single major news outlet across the world and asked them to show this man's face on their broadcast to help bring this predator to justice. Additionally, the images of Mr. Swirl's face were also...
I don't know why, but I feel like back then it was low-key bad to show the criminal's face, because I feel like now he's just gonna be in hiding, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna be more low-key.
It don't matter if you hide, they're gonna find you.
Well, of course, they're gonna find him. They know how he looks right now. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's gonna be a little harder, though. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because anybody could recognize him, just like I'm saying, there's cameras. Back then, there wasn't as many cameras, but, like, still.
That's what I'm saying. There wasn't that many cameras. Fucking, I don't know.
But
I
it was
feel
already
like people...
2004, so there was cameras and everything. But not as many, but I'm saying that there still was.
Yeah.
so plastered in all corners of the internet, and within just one day, the story...
Imagine him waking up one day, and he's like, what the fuck? How the fuck they get my... Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, him just... I wonder what the fuck he was thinking and shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
It was quite literally everywhere. What started as a small search for an anonymous man had become an international manhunt overnight.
Fuck yeah.
And within just hours, Mr. Swirl would be anonymous no more.
Damn.
top news story this hour. The worldwide search for a suspected pedophile is concentrated in Thailand this morning. We now know the suspect is a Canadian. The CBC's Michael McAuliffe reports from Bangkok.
This morning, Interpol announced they now believe they know who the man is. He's been identified as a Canadian. 32-year-old Christopher Paul Neal.
His name is Christopher Paul
Damn, they
Neal.
got his name like that, bro.
Neal's face and body match perfectly with Mr. Swirl, but he also had grown up just outside of Vancouver, where the IP was tracked to.
That's fucking
He had moved
crazy.
from country to country across Asia in recent years. Countries like Cambodia, Vietnam, and Thailand. The resemblance...
And just imagine, bro, like, the people he met throughout the time and then traveling and shit. Man, you being one of those people and you met him at, like, just partying and shit, and you're like, damn, bro, like... And then come to find out this dude's a fuck... That's why they say, bro, you never know who you're next to, bro.
Literally, bro.
Like, you could be at a train station, bro. This little old grandma next to you. She seems like the nicest woman. Bro, she got, like, 5 bodies. You never fucking know nowadays.
It was so undeniable that even one of his own family members came forward to help identify him.
Damn.
Christopher Neal was in fact Mr. Swirl, a discovery that came with some disturbing revelations. As it turns out, Christopher Neal was actually working as a children's English teacher, a job he had held in each of the countries he was discovered to have abused young boys in, making it likely that he used this position of power to lure in children from his classes, to eventually abuse them and share their photos online. Along with this, it was also revealed that he had used his relationships with young boys to help lure in other children for him to assault. As looking back on the story that started this video, he had recruited a clueless child he knew to lure those 2 brothers back to his apartment.
Damn, bro.
This discovery also shined a spotlight on his social media pages, and specifically his MySpace page, where he chillingly wrote, "Loving Asia, will I ever come back?" while in the midst of his abuse spree. But for me, one of the most shocking revelations was that those images that he had posted during the investigation weren't actually posted to his computer. At some point in the early 2000s, Neal had stopped home for a brief vacation to visit his family, and while there, he decided to upload all of his CP to his internet friends. But rather than using his personal device or a public computer, he instead broke into his own brother's laptop and uploaded his content there. That way, the images would be tracked to his brother and not him, which explained why he never bothered to hide his IP address. The more they learned, the more disturbed the story became, as even at the time they discovered his identity, it was revealed that he had currently been working in South Korea as a teacher. But when the officers arrived to arrest the man, he was already long gone.
Damn.
Having certainly seen his face all over the news, Christopher made the decision to flee the country, being spotted in this image captured at an airport in Thailand.
Look at
as
this
he had
piece
flown
of
to the
shit,
country,
bro.
likely in an attempt
Oh my
to
god,
find
if I seen him
refuge.
in public, bro, I'll straight stalking that dude right there, bro. Like,
Captured at an
my
airport
God,
in Thailand, as he had flown to the country, likely in an attempt
Yeah, I'm
to
surprised,
find
like,
refuge.
no one, like...
Throughout the following
like,
days and
even
weeks, his likeness would turn up
stopped him,
time
you
and
know
time
what I mean?
again in the country, indicating
'Cause,
that
like,
he was
everybody should
somewhere
have
in
seen the
Thailand
photo.
hiding out. And having
I
cornered
mean, it was
him
a
in the
worldwide
region,
manhunt.
it wouldn't take long for police to knock on the door of an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere, in which Christopher Neal happened to be hiding,
damn.
bringing the multi-year search for Mr. Swirl to an end.
I know the cops better got on a punch on him or something, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Following his arrest by Thai police, Neal will be charged for his assault on those 3 young boys from the internet cafe, as it was the only crime they could prove had taken place in their country.
Look at him,
And
bro.
with it, carried a prison sentence of 5 years.
At that point, he really
5
doesn't care.
years?
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
I'm sorry,
Crime had
but
taken
dude,
place
this person
in their
deserves
country,
like the death
And
sentence,
with it,
bro.
carried a prison sentence of 5 years. Admittedly, the sentencing was light, but the plan was to have Neal turned over to Canadian authorities
Okay.
after he did his time in Thailand, where they would also prosecute him all over again, with the hope being
But I
that
say
they
he
could
has to go to every, you know
do
what
the
I'm saying?
same thing with countries
Bro,
I'm sorry, but this is why I believe in the death sentence.
like Cambodia and Vietnam.
look
and
at him
essentially force
smiling,
him
bro.
to
He don't
live
give
out
a
his life in
fuck.
prison.
He knows he did
However,
what he
when the
did.
sentence was completed in 2012,
At that point, he, like, it's sad to say, but he completed what he wanted to do. Now he's like, in his mind, he's like, damn, I'm known, you know, like. I don't know,
Christopher was
Look at this
deported
dude,
back
bro.
to Canada, the shocking decision was made to allow Christopher Neal to walk free. When Neal was detained in Canada, authorities let him walk under the condition that he would never own a device that connected to the internet again,
Which
as well
is
as
like-
the agreement that he would stay away from parks, schools, and also register as a sex offender.
Bro, what?
I can't for the life of me understand why this decision was made.
Yeah,
What?
But from what I could gather, it seemed to center around the fact that his crimes were international, and that none of his other victims had actually come forward, meaning the other countries they had hoped would prosecute never actually bothered to pursue it. And because his crimes didn't happen on Canadian soil, not much could really be done, legally speaking. And so in the end, the hunt for Mr. Swirl ended up lasting almost as long as the...
So you're telling me all this hard work, all this just for him to get released?
Literally in 5 years.
Then why do all that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
sentence he served. And even after everything
now
this
he's
man
famous.
did,
That's
he
crazy
was
to me.
let loose and allowed to assimilate back into society. But this isn't where our story ends.
Okay, he dies.
Not even a full year later in 2013, it would be uncovered that Christopher Neal had somehow managed to purchase a computer and also connect it to the internet.
What do you mean
Clear
somehow
violation of
purchase
his
that computer?
That's
Bro, you
crazy.
can literally buy one off a random person.
Right?
Like, he doesn't have to go to a superstore or anything like that, like Best Buy or anything like that. He can just go to
And
a
though he
random
claimed
house.
it was just for writing
A
a
yard
book
sale.
about his life experiences, when investigators seized the device, they would, unsurprisingly, find even more CP. 25 images to be exact, including 2 with his signature swirling face. As it turns out, Christopher had been using the device to contact his fellow friends, where he would even message one of his disturbed friends right after his release, saying, "The swirl liveth still," proving without a shadow of a doubt that he was remorseless about his crimes
Fucking
and took
crazy,
pride
bro.
in his new nickname. And somehow, the discovery got even worse from there, as it was revealed that a friend of his had shown him how to access the deep web and how to share these photographs in practically an untraceable way,
What the
thus
fuck?
allowing him to continue being active in these
Like I said, bro, he influenced more people to
Yeah.
do this shit, bro. And what the fuck does the government do, you know, or like the people in power and shit, bro? They didn't do shit, bro. They let him go free, like.
predatory groups,
That's
no matter
crazy as
what
fuck.
restrictions were placed on him. After Canadian police made this discovery, Christopher would yet again be arrested, and this time they had the chance to really send a message and put him away forever, as clearly letting him walk away the first time was a mistake.
Oh, really?
As
Oh,
he wasn't
fuck.
reformed even in the slightest.
Fucking
And so, to make up for this,
Fine
the judge
Waldo
would give
looking ass,
Christopher
bro,
Neal
like-
the whopping sentence.
I'm sorry, but I'm like,
just
as
5
one of the
and a
like
half
the
years, with
jail
time
people,
served,
I'm telling the other
meaning that
inmates
he would only end up
that
in
this guy's a
jail.
pedophile.
yeah,
You know what I
but usually they just put him with other pedophiles and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they'll be the first targets, bro.
Yeah.
Easily.
No,
If
yeah.
you go to
No,
jail
no, yeah,
and
yeah.
like they know you did some bullshit like this, bro, you're
No,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
motherfucker to go,
little
bro.
over 14 months.
Because we don't fuck with that shit. What?
The
Wait, what is
prosecution
it?
for a little over gave Christopher Neal the whopping sentence of just 5.5 years, with time served, meaning that he would only end up in jail for a little over 14 months. The
That's-
prosecution
Dude, that's
praised
a
the
year and,
sentence
like-
as a win, and Christopher
bro,
vowed to change his ways, but it just doesn't sit right
Oh
that
my
as of
God.
2016, Mr. Swirl, the man responsible for dozens and dozens of instances of extreme child abuse, which by the way are just the ones that we know of,
Right?
is a free man, now living a normal life in Vancouver. And worst of all, he now has access to share this material through untraceable avenues, meaning that there is a good chance that he could still be out there
Literally,
obtaining,
bro.
sharing, and who knows, maybe even producing his content. The case of Mr. Swirl is such a frustrating one. For once, a case of this nature gained worldwide attention and was pursued by the full extent of the law, with the folks over at Interpol doing a fantastic job with the case, only for it all to be deflated
Right.
once he was finally captured. Just knowing that he's out there living a normal life after all this, after all the lives that he's forever
mean, she's-
affected.
I was about to say, all the
Bro,
fucking
like-
kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, what about their lives? What about their fucking futures and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking crazy to me, bro.
Makes this one of the most disheartening cases we've covered to date.
Yeah, that pisses me off, dude. What the fuck? That's fucking crazy.
He said like all the way to 2016. That means he might still be.
I mean, look, how the I forgot the fucking time and how old he was. I really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's probably still alive. If not, he's either dead. I don't know, but it was like 2000. Even I think he was like, I think in 2014 he was like 35. They said, so he's for sure still alive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Y'all, let me know. Is he still alive, bro? That's fucking crazy though, dude. Like, how a guy like that can get away with all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Just because. Who the fuck was the judge, bro? Like, I want to know who the fuck said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna trust you a second time. You're free, bro. Come on. That's crazy to me. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that. To me, that dude, like you said, he should have been sentenced to the death penalty. There's other people that do less and they get killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking crazy to me, bro.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm surprised when like other people murder other people and barely get like
Dude, they gave
like 10-year sentence or like.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm just like, bro, he literally.
It's a murder, bro.
Like, he can't come back.
No, and then you got people that it's like, oh, he drove off on the police. Oh, he got life. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Or he stole
like he
a piece
stole
of
candy, bro,
yeah.
and he gets life, and I'm
and
just like,
you hear about it all the time.
What?
And then you hear about like, oh, dude caught like 50 bodies. But you got like 2 years.
Dude, the justice system is retarded.
It
bro.
is.
It just don't make sense.
I feel like it's all set up though. I mean, I don't know. Y'all let me know down below if y'all did enjoy those. Drop a like, subscribe. Until next time. Peace out.